Today we're going to do a little acrylic painting. I call this one The Workshop in the Woods. Okay, we're just going to start out with a real rough sketch. And I do mean rough. It always amazes me how this kindergarten drawing turns out in the end. Just getting some color down, covering up that canvas. As you see, I toned it first. It helps me see the colors more vividly and clearly and more true. If you look off to the left, you'll see I use a gray palette. That also helps me see the colors more true. So it's not on a white background or anything, so that gray helps. Plus it's glass, so I spray it with water at the end, and I use a razor blade, and it comes right off. Now that's for acrylics. We're going to pop in some trees in the back. Really speeding through this one because it was really long. I don't want this video to be real long. Sorry about the glare over on that top left side. It's not a good YouTube thing, but it's more important for the blind guy to see than it is to film. As you can see, I jumped over to the other side now, and I am going to throw in some tree foliage and bushes and things. Some muted, darker tones of green in the back there for our backdrop, for our tree trunks and branches, and then right beside the little shed there, a little bit darker, they're in the background. It pushes them back. And then we'll go over with the midtones and the highlights of these trees right up front. So basically with this one, you're driving along and you come to a little clearing, and there's a little road, a little dirt road that goes off to the side. So you get curious and you go down. As you go down the road, you see a little farmhouse and a barn. Fences, everything's kind of not broken down, but tell nobody's been there for a while. So you come to a little spot where you just decide to get out and take a little walk and explore. So as you walk down the path, you're kicking stones and just looking around. Go in through the woods. Starts to get a little bit thicker, but the road's still there, and a little path, and you can walk freely. And then it opens up a little bit, and there it is. A little shed or a wood shop or a workshop or a little storage shed. Not sure what it is. It's tucked nicely back in amongst the trees. So you go and you check it out. And there it is. It is a workshop. There's some shelves and some benches. All the tools are gone, but you can tell that somebody spent a lot of time in here and did all sorts of projects. There's little jars with different sized nails and screws, washers, nuts, and bolts, all in little baby food jars. The lids are screwed to a board that hangs above the workbench, and the jars are screwed into the lids, filled with little screws and whatnot. We don't know why it's abandoned. We don't know why it's left this way. Did they just move? Did the kids all grow up and they didn't need all this, so they sold it and moved? Did someone pass away and leave it to a child who didn't want the responsibility to take on such a big property? Is it sitting here waiting for someone to take it over? Who knows? There's no signs. It's just here, left. Left for us to walk around and explore. One can only imagine. Let your mind wander as you wander to the little abandoned workshop in the woods. If you noticed, I put some little shingle detailing on there, and now I'm trying to weather these boards. It's not broken down or in disarray, but it's been here a while. It's a little old. So there's signs that it's been here a long time. There's still some brown in those boards, but they're turning gray. They're getting a little cracked. And there we have a chimney for the little wood stove that was back and tucked away in the corner for those chilly days when whoever it was out here in the workshop. Was it a workshop, or was it just an escape? Just a place to go, to get away, to relax, clear your head, and work on little projects? Or is this where you took, I don't know, parts from the tractor or something to work on? Little projects from the house? Who knows? As you can see, the doors are just open, hanging wide open. Touched by the weather, kissed by the sun. And these boards are weathered as well, but not as bad as the outside ones, so we'll make them look a little bit different. Let's start thinking about shadows now. The door casts a shadow on the building. The overhang and the fascia cast a shadow. And as you peek inside, you can just slightly see some beams and some shelving. It fades off into the darkness. And you have to actually peek your head in to see what's in there. I decided we needed to open it up just a little bit, so we're going to mix up a little bit of sky color, and we're going to just poke some holes in the trees and let it breathe just a little bit. Bring some of that sky color in. Now we got to work on the grass. There's little tufts of weeds and grass here and there. A little bit out front where it's just been worn down. The grass still grows, but not lush like a lawn. You can tell where people walked in and out, maybe even drove a little small cart or something in and out, leaving that little patch of brown right in front of the entrance. Let's throw up a fence. Why not? Yes, don't worry, we're going to weather this fence up too. Put some shadows in and weather it up a little bit. There we got some shadows, makes things pop just a little bit, stand out. Give it that 3D realistic effect. Was that fence built? Cut, planed maybe inside that workshop? Who knows? But we can tell now, yeah, we gotta have some weeds and things growing up here. Along the road, along the fence line. Because even if somebody does run through with a lawnmower or whatever, they're not gonna get close to that fence. So it's gonna grow up right along that fence line. And then the grasses. Let's get these stalks in, and yeah, you're gonna have to start putting some flower heads on here. Here we go. Let's do it. Gotta throw in those little buds that didn't pop yet, or that the flowers fell off. Now let's work on this little road, pathway road in front here. Make it a little, not gravelly, but you know, dirt, a little bit of stones here and there. Then of course that grass, it's gonna start creeping out onto the road in little clumps and tufts of grass. So we gotta throw them in there, don't we? Well, sure we do. The little workshop in the woods. Not too far in the woods. But it's there. What do you think? Go in, peek in, take a look.
What we do here is go back.